We also have some best bets for week 4, and we would love to unveil them to you now.
Weekend best bets.
On a little miniature hot streak here, I would say. Dave, tell us about it.
Yeah, pretty good. Sundays are 2-1, just barely missing last week with the famous now Rams blocked kick, but really solid Sunday output. Early game lines, I think we had a 5-0 run, only a couple losses in here. So you definitely want to be following these, at least as straights. And let's see what we got this week. First up, we talked about this on Tuesday. Not a lot of changes from our top overall spreads on Tuesday, which I think we like to see. We like to see some consistency where it is. When the lines don't change, we like to see the model hold strong, and that's exactly what we've got here. Bucks plus 3.5 versus the Eagles, 58.9%. 6.5% edge from Dimers with minus 110 odds. A little better of a price than you sometimes get with your minus 115, minus 120 spreads. So clash of 2-0 teams for the Eagles last week. Now it's a clash of 3-0 teams. Don't usually get I think the undefeated teams knocking each other off this early, but that's what we're getting, and it's making for some pretty good football. The Bucks will be hosting these Eagles, 3.5-point underdogs. Both teams are 2-1 against the spread so far this season. Model's pretty clear on the money line, giving the Eagles a 61% probability, but there is a little bit of an edge on the Bucks. So if you think they're live for an upset, be sure to check out what that value is. This Bucks passing game, definitely going to be hurting without Mike Evans and a likely limited Chris Godwin if he even suits up for the first time since his pretty rough injury 2024. You've got Saquon and Jalen Hurts, both over a 50% TD probability in this game. But then you have both Bucky Irving at 47% and Emeka Egbuka at 38%, who are both more likely than the next Eagles players to score. So it's a pretty close scoring chances here. The model thinks both teams are going to get in the end zone with their top guys. And after that, it's kind of a toss-up. The Bucs have a pretty stout rushing defense, notably have allowed 71.3 receiving yards per game to running backs. So we might be seeing that vintage Saquon take one out of the backfield for 40, 50 yards and a score in this one. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe check out what Saquon's longest receptions prop is, or receiving prop. Projected final score of 24-21 for the Eagles. So it's going to be close. But the model's got a really strong lean on the Bucs at 3.5 here, and I would definitely be aligned with that.
I have an Egbuka moment later in the episode, not to spoil, not to tease, but hearing Egbuka in the top 4 touchdown percentage odds, it's speaking to me a little bit. We have to be careful with how we play it, but spoiler alert, in about 10 minutes, you're going to hear more from me on Emeka. Colts plus 3.5 though next. We're buying some teams with hot starts here, catching a field goal, Dave.
Yeah, and inside that 3.5. So, on a walk-off field goal here would keep you alive for your cover. This is the only road team that was in our top 5 spread probabilities. So, while the model is maybe a little calm on the Colts in the long term, it's certainly high on them game to game. 58.9% to cover, just like the Bucs, but an even better edge here with odds of minus 105 on DraftKings. So you're almost getting even money on a spread. Colts travel to LA for this one. It was +4 when we recorded Tuesday's episode. So actually I would check around, make sure you shop. And if you can get a better number, if it's minus 110, minus 115, but you're getting +4 and buying yourself that push, it's probably worth it. Because, personally, 110, 105 is not a huge difference for me on a spread, especially if you're getting the half a point. But obviously I would take the better odds if that's all you got. Colts are the only team that's undefeated against the spread this season. So they got that going for them. That might be due to some early season misprices, which I'm sure this is not. And the books are pretty confident in their number here. 40% upset probability for the Colts definitely puts them in that territory for underdog to flip the script here. And we'll find a little value on that if you check the odds for the money line on Dimers. But me personally, I think it's a little hard to fade an undefeated team and one that's covering the spread at this early clip. I think this game tells us exactly who the Colts are for sure. We'll know if they are an absolute top tier contender or if they've kind of been playing in the kiddie sandbox through these first 3 games with their competition and are going to find out what it's like when they go to big kids recess against the Rams.
Yeah, if the Colts win this game, this will be the final time this season that we get them as 3.5 point underdogs against a team of the Rams caliber. So I'm with you. I'm gonna have this on my card. I like this. Not that I don't also like Tampa. I think both these teams are very good, but I would rather play against the Rams than against the Eagles here, backing two teams that I like. So give me the Colts plus 3.5. It's officially on my card as my favorite of Dimer's best bets this week. Also, we're going back to my guy here, Scattaboo. I think I mentioned this on Tuesday, but I had a little Scattaboo special last minute play thrown together for the Giants game last week, and he ended up smashing his receptions number, 6 catches, some injury luck from Tracy and the rest of the running backs room for New York ended up helping that happen. But man, we don't know the status of the rest of these backs still. Scattaboo's emerging as the guy here. So plus 145 to find the end zone with a pretty big edge. Are you playing this one?
Yep, definitely. Look, they're in a pretty tough matchup here with the Chargers, but we got them almost 50%. You know, you want odds of plus 100 on this, and you're getting plus 140 on an RB1. As we predicted, he took over the backfield, due in part to the Tyrone Tracy injury, but I think we all knew it was kind of trending that way. So the amount of touches Tyrone Tracy was getting in the first quarter were a little concerning for me, but I was able to capitalize on that with his first quarter rushing yards. He did come up one short, 29 of the 30, because he tried to truck somebody and was trucked himself. But yeah, so he should assume the work role once again here. That's Scattaboo. Singletary shouldn't pose much of a threat. They had that guy returning kicks before this, so I don't think he's going to cut in too much. I'm sure he'll mix in. I don't think they're going to give the rookie a full 25 touch workload here, but come on. I mean, it's Scattaboo right now in this backfield. What this game holds with Jackson Dart under center, that's probably the bigger question. I would imagine a conservative game plan. It's going to see the rookie QB look for his safety net, like tight ends or running backs, dumps them off to the Scattaboo in the flat, and hopefully take advantage of that, which works in for your receptions thing there, Greg. Yep. So I think the Chargers' run defense is going to put up a fight, but if the Giants can find their way down into scoring territory, Scattaboo should get in. And this is, again, just really great value here, which is what we're after first and foremost with these particular bets of the week.
Yep. Love it. Almost a coin flip in terms of will he find the end zone according to our model at plus 145. That's fantastic odds. So you don't have to tell me to bet Cam Scattaboo. I'll just do it. But if you tell me to do it, I'll certainly do it. And that's what's happening this week. Reminder, Dimers Pro is what you need to make sure you get these insights every single day throughout football season, both in Thursday night and every other game over the course of the weekend. Promo code 20football at dimers.com/subscription will save you 20% off of your Dimers Pro subscription. You're going to want that. Make sure you get it and make sure you tail these with us all season long.